All right, it's Friday night over here, and I'm going to play the final of the T.O.N.Y series, or the T.O.N.Y between the New Jersey Devils and the Buffalo Sabres, both somewhat surprisingly advancing in this one. But, I mean, that was kind of the fun of the short series. You know, you have two games, most goals scored or least goals surrendered. Yes, Dave Gardner, I was slow to the draw on that one. I think I just realized that earlier today. Anyway, I've decided actually moments ago, I just made the decision because I hadn't really worked out beforehand which team I was going to use as the home team. And I realized probably Buffalo would be the better option because though these teams actually both lost game two of two, each by a goal, Buffalo did win by a greater differential. So I'm awarding them. It's not even really home ice advantage because they'll play two games here, one at home and one on the road. And I'm also going to start Kincaid for New Jersey. He played well for New Jersey, and Allmark, same thing for Buffalo for the same reason. And other than that, though, New Jersey automatically an F being the away team. So I guess really I'll just do the single roll here of this red die to see whether whether the Devils defense will be an E or an F for this game. So that's a two. That's just going to be a straight E for this game. We'll put the Paul Byrons up here up top. And I'll do the same thing for Buffalo, I guess, as well. Allmark, this is where things could actually vary a little. So it's F and E for New Jersey. For Buffalo, it will be E, and that's a three. So that's actually just out of Allmark's range. It would have been in Hutton's range. But again, what if this were real? If this were real, you ride the goaltender that you're winning or at least doing well with. And they were narrow games, actually. I think actually I've yet to recap them and upload them, but I think the Islanders, I think the final score was 1-0 there in game two against the Devils. And then the Rangers, I'm pretty sure, defeated the Sabres by a score of 2-1. So I've just actually effectively spoiled those games earlier that you need not waste your time with, particularly the little breakdown or whatever that I had about 24 minutes into it. Hopefully that won't happen again here. It is Friday night here. I'm not in a hurry to get my day on the go. So things are a little different. So now if I screw up, it'll be for fatigue. That'll be my number one excuse. Have JG here ringside. Or did I say ringside? Ringside. He's ringside and ringside. Just a little tired actually of having to shove this guy off camera just before every video. It's I don't know. It's something actually. It was formerly some good scent thing or whatever. But anyway, JG's basically my biggest character crush this side of Super Mario, and I am a big kid at heart. In case you couldn't tell already by now. So anyway, with that said, I think that's probably not an uncommon trait. I think I'm going to move these over here, and we're about 3 minutes in, so I'd say it's as good a time to drop the puck and get this on the go as any. What I'm going to do actually is play all six periods. I'm going to play both games and try to condense them into one video. So anyway, 2 minutes come off the clock here to start period one of game one, and the score has been reset. It's 0-0 with the new series, and 19 will not be a scoring chance because it's I wanted to pause there and just double check. It's with the F and with the E, it's going to be 1-17 and then 32 if it's 5-on-4 play for the Devils. And the Sabres, on the other hand, with with the E and E, actually, they'll have 82-100. So the Devils narrowly missing a scoring opportunity here early, and another minute comes off the clock now. And 37, once again, that's not going to be a chance for either team, either side, either way. So what have I done here? Maybe if I slide over like this, I'm right-handed, so this is a little more comfortable as long as I don't keep nudging the tripod with this arm. Anyway, no scoring chance, so 4 more minutes come off the clock now. We're up to minute 7. Yeah, this feels a little better. 17, so that's going to be the Devils with the first chance of the game and series. And player G on New Jersey is Brian Boyle. Brian Boyle from the faceoff circle. And Boyle scores. It's going to be the Devils actually getting up here. 1-0 here in game one, 6 minutes and some change in. Let's get the exact time when the goal was scored. 6:05 into period one. I'm looking at L3D1 here. Boyle himself is the right wing. Boyle himself is the right wing. And it isn't quite an individual effort. I'm looking at, well, actually, I could go Zach and Bratt with the other two assists. I have no problem with that, the center and the line. I kind of look at both of them on the third flip. So I'm going to say Boyle from Zach and Bratt here at 6:05 of period one. It's 1-0 Devils. 2 more come off the clock, up to minute 9. There could be a penalty to Buffalo now. Buffalo, I look at SC, and they do have some S's, if not Z's. So these next two will be the Devils up 5-on-4. 82, that's actually going to be a shorthanded chance for Buffalo here in the 10th minute. Player F on the Buffalo Sabres, Connor Sherry, shorthanded. Sherry, he's unable to score shorthanded. We advance another minute. With an 89, another shorthanded chance here for Buffalo. Oh boy. Player H is Casey Middlestat there, Sherry's line mate. And Middlestat actually a rebound. And the rebound, it says 5 for the center. And I look at the rebound rating of Kincaid, and there you go. Shorthanded Buffalo, Casey Middlestat, tying this contest here at 1, still relatively early. Let's get the exact time of the goal, 10:31. And I'm looking at I'll be looking at L3D2 there. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything, centered and symmetrical and everything. So anyway, L3D2, I said. And so I'm looking here, Sherry. Gonna have to probably get a little creative. Sherry from Pominville, sure, why not? And once again, that's Pominville. And I will flip, just to keep uniform, I will flip the third one there. Are there any 6s on this line or in the defense? No, they're not. So straight Sherry Middlestat. I apologize. Middlestat from Pominville. I don't think that's going to really change anything. Right wing. I'm going to say Middlestat from Pominville because I can't see them having all 3, even though Sherry had the opportunity earlier with the power play. So it's at 10:31 there. It's Middlestat from Pominville, and it's a 1-1 game. Another minute comes off the clock now into the 12th minute, 63. That's going to be no chance. 4 more come off the clock now, up to minute 16 and 79. Buffalo narrowly missing out on 1 there, up to minute 18. And with a 15, that's going to be a chance for the Devils to go ahead here. Player Y in New Jersey is Damian Severson. Severson at the blue line, somewhat appropriately, perhaps. And look, save. Let's see here if Ullmark can make the big stop. With an 8, he will be able to. So it's going to remain a 1-1 game. 2 more coming off the clock now into minute 20, where I do play it. With a 90, that's going to be Buffalo literally in the final minute here of the first. Player T for Buffalo, I'm looking at Jake McCabe, actually. I recall that from the prior game. And McCabe, he has it actually. He jumps up in the play. He has it in the slot, and Jake McCabe's going to put Buffalo up here in between minutes 19 and 20. So it's a 2-1 Buffalo game. And let's see, McCabe here. I'm looking 19-20 precisely. L2-D2. McCabe is on the D2, and he is the right defenseman. He can't assist on his own goal. It's going to be McCabe from Gergensons. And I'll take the left wing as well there, Johan Larson. So McCabe from Gergensons and Larson here at 19:20 of period 1. Buffalo's up 2-1. This is not a 0-minute card, so that's first intermission. I'll be right back after a shuffle. All right, the time for going at this at a casual pace has expired here if I want to fit 2 games into one video. So starting things off here immediately in period 2, 2-1 Buffalo after 1. 3 minutes into it, Buffalo's going to get a chance here to go up 3-1. Player G on the Buffalo Sabres, Kyle Okposo. Okposo has in the face-off circle, and it's going to be McCabe tasked to make a save. McCabe with the 9, or McCabe, yeah, I'm making up names here. Kincaid with the 9, that's going to be a stop for him. So another minute coming off the clock now. We're into minute 4. There could be a penalty to the Devils. I'm looking at YX2 for a penalty. I don't see any X2s, and on the second glance here, I don't see a Y either. The Devils get away with 1. We're into minute 5 now, and with a 33, there will be no scoring chance either way. 3 more minutes come off the clock up to minute 8. 89, that's going to be yet another chance for the Sabres. This time player H for Buffalo, Casey Middlestat here. I think his second chance of the game. Middlestat in the face-off circle. Middlestat doesn't score from there. Another minute comes off the clock here into minute 9, almost halfway through the game. 18, that is 1 past the Devils' scoring range. Another minute comes off the clock now into minute 10, 73, no scoring chance there. So we're into minute 11 now. Let's see, in minute 11 with a 29, no chance either way. We're going to stay in the 11th minute, and this time there will be yet another chance for the Sabres. The Sabres player L is Tage Thompson there, actually in line 4. Thompson has it in the face-off circle. Thompson, once again, why do I keep calling him McCabe? Who am I confusing him with? Mackenzie Blackwood, Keith Kincaid. Anyway, in the face-off circle. That's going to be a goal. Or sorry. Okay. Okay. So L face-off circle, save, 9, Kincaid with another big stop. Sorry, back on track. We remain in the same minute. Wow, fluky one here. 21, that'll be no scoring chance either way. 2 more minutes come off the clock now after minute 13. That's going to be a chance for the Devils finally. The Devils player Q is reserves. So what I do actually, I'm assuming in a short tournament they wouldn't bring reserves. So I'm going to actually just get another card here. Player A, that's a little more like it. Kyle Palmieri there in the front, the top line. And Palmieri, he skates into the slot with it. Palmieri's going to score and tie this game at 2. And yes, I do that for Buffalo as well, so I don't consider it unfair at all. You could argue that, well, if you had taken another card for the reserves, maybe they wouldn't have scored anyway. Actually, from the reserves, it would have been A for the reserves who would have ended up scoring the goal, so it wouldn't have made any difference either way, I don't think. Let's see here. So I'm looking at L1 and D2, and it's precisely at 12:06 the time the goal was scored. I do that for recording purposes as much as anything when I post an update in Delphi. And so C, so it's going to be Heischer, Palmieri from Heischer, and there is no player 6 in the line. I'll flip one more, though, see if any defense get in the action. I do see a line there, so I'm going to give the point to Taylor Hall as well. So it's Palmieri from Heischer and Buffalo Sabres alumni. Taylor Hall, they're tying the game at 2 at 12:06 into the second. 2 more coming off the clock now up to minute 15:34. There will be no chance either way. 2 more off the clock now up to minute 17 with a 2. That's going to be a chance for the Devils to go ahead. Player F on New Jersey is Pavel Zacha there on line 3. Zacha has it in the slot. And look at that. The Devils taking the lead here, 3-2, coming back from down 2-1 late in period 1. And they go up here relatively late in the second here. Zacha, let's get the exact time that goal was scored. I'm looking at 16:36 and line 2 and bench defenseman. I don't see any bench defensemen, so we'll see what happens here. Maybe we won't have a defenseman assisting it. It's going to be Zacha from Brad. Brad, who figured big actually into the Devils' Game 1 win that they had out there over the Islanders. Zacha from Brad, and again, I see line there, so I'll give Boyle an assist as well. Zacha from Brad and Boyle, and it's a short tournament anyway, so stats don't really matter quite as much. Here at, what did I say, 16, whatever I said, I think 16:36, something thereabouts in the second period. Between 16 and 17 minutes, 2 more come off the clock now, 19:71, no chance here for either team. And what I do there, since that's 19 plus 2 and it's 21, I consider that a save by the bell roll. But I'm a curious guy, I always check, so that would have been a Devil's chance. And that would have been player G, and I should really stop doing something like this. That wouldn't have been a goal anyway, so I'm going to shuffle and be right back. All right, we're 2 periods in. JG went and got himself a hockey stick there, some merch. That's another one of the things that I toss, off camera at the last second. And really, it's kind of like, why? I might actually start using it like Dave Gardner uses that hockey stick pointer there. So anyway, we're starting period 3. It's been an interesting one so far, I think. 2-1 after 1 for Buffalo, and then the Devils with a pair there in the second period. So anyway, I don't like getting these cards starting off you know what? I'm going to shuffle. If I were playing offline, that's what I do. I just take it and shuffle and go, okay, it wasn't meant to be. The 0 minute to start off the period, I don't like it. I don't do it. It just screws with how I think about the game. So let's see if we can get not a 0 minute here to kick things off. 1, that'll do. Okay, so 1 minute in, 95, that's going to be a chance for Buffalo to tie. And player A on Buffalo, we're looking at Jeff Skinner. Jeff Skinner has it in the face-off circle. No goal for Jeff Skinner. 2 more coming off the clock now up to minute 3:21. That is no chance either way. 3 more coming off the clock up to minute 6:59. No chance either way. 2 more off the clock, minute 8. That's going to be a chance for the Devils to go up by 2 here. Player E on New Jersey's Nico Hischier. Nico Hischier has it at the blue line. Nico Hischier is awesome, but he doesn't score here. 2 more minutes coming off the clock. And I say that as a Habs fan. He normally terrorizes my team. That could be a penalty, though, right? 2 minutes. I got to pay attention here now. 2 minutes coming off the clock. That could be a penalty to Buffalo. That could be a penalty B to Buffalo, in fact. Let's see here. I'm looking at 1-1-5 for fighting as if. X2-5 for charging. No, let's see. I'm pretty sure that'd be a charge, an excessive charge. So Buffalo gets away with one here, and we play on. 3 more coming off the clock now up to minute 13 and 7. That's going to be a Devils scoring opportunity. Player O for New Jersey. I'm looking at Andy Green on line 2. Sniper Andy Green there. From the face-off circle, he's going to actually task Allmark to make a big one. And a 3, Allmark is unable to. So an unlikely hero here in Game 1, Andy Green. Just because, that's just my luck. I said something snarky about the fact that he's a talented player, obviously. He's in the top 1% or percentage of 1% of world's hockey players, but not for his sniping ability. But he scores one here, and he has scored them before. Andy Green, let's see here, 12:35. L2D1, I'm looking at L2D2 actually. It's going to be Green from Travis Sajak and another Travis Sajak. And Coleman, the right wing, came up first. I'm going to say Green from Sajak and Coleman here at 12:35 of period 3. 3 more coming off the clock now, 13 and 3. That'd be 16. 82. And once again, that's E and E. So that is a Buffalo chance here, a chance to get back to within 1 at least. Buffalo player M, that is Johan Larsson there on line two. Larsson at the blue line, though, and he can't score from there. Let's see, two more coming off the clock now, up to 18. 26, that'll be no chance either way. So keep in mind, too, now it's two games, and so Buffalo, just try not to lose by too many. I'm actually not going to pull this time because then they'd be more likely than not have a 3-goal deficit going into the second game. We'll say the Islanders and Trotz made a rare mistake of a coaching move there in that New Jersey game. So anyway, two more come off the clock now, and quite literally the final minute here of the game with a 97. That is a Buffalo chance, though, to narrow that gap. Players see on Buffalo Sam Reinhart. Sam Reinhart with it in the faceoff circle. He doesn't score from there. Let's see, this is not a 0 minute, so that's your game one. 4-2 for the Devils. I'm going to shuffle and switch and come right back with game two. All right, game 2 of 2 here. This is it. The Devils up 4-2 after game one of the two-game series here. Basically on the strength of Kincaid's solid net minding, Andy Green providing an insurance marker late. Hall had an assist there against his team to be. And they got good play as well. Good play, at least keeping it 200 feet away from the net, if nothing else, from the likes of Zajac and Pavel Zacha did the Devils. So anyway, the Sabres were up 2-1 there in that game, but the Devils came back with 3 unanswered goals. Let's see what the teams can do here in this game 6 of 6 here for the T.O.N.Y. 3 to come off the clock here to kick off the second game. 20 actually, once again. So Buffalo away, and that's right, I should roll. I mean, Kincaid's going to stay in, obviously, with the 1 there. So that'll mean it's going to be F on E. That'll be 17, 1 to 17, and 32 on a power play. And for Buffalo, actually, wait, I should roll as well for the offense. Sorry, I would normally do that first. That's a 6, so the Devils actually are going to get F caliber offense. So F, and I'm looking at, let's see here for I don't know if I'll leave Allmark in. Let's go with Hutton for this one. Why not? Short tournament, short series. They got at Buffalo. They know this is their last chance, obviously. With the 5, though, it would have been an E either way. So I'm looking at F on E. Actually, that'll be 84 to 169 on the power play, and 1 to 17 and 32 on the power play there for Buffalo. So could be a low-scoring one, and so that 1 to 17, meaning that the 20, it will not be a scoring chance. And playing on here, let's see, doing things on the fly. 1 more minute comes off the clock with a 98, definitely a scoring chance for New Jersey. Player H for the Devils, that is Marcus Johansen, or was he Johansen or Johansen in New Jersey? I like how the hockey guy jokes about how he changes it up with every team. Anyway, Johansen here, before I get too far ahead of myself. Confirming player H, yes, has it, the face-off circle. Johansen, oh goodness, let's see, the Devils up by 3 here. Relatively early in this one. Let's see, we're looking at 3:50 exactly, and L4D1, this one will be Johansen from Cini, I think is how you pronounce his name, Brett Cini, and Cini once again. And right wing is Drew Stafford, so Johansen from Cini and Stafford here at 3:50 of period 1. 5-2 Devils cumulatively, into the second game here. 2 more coming off the clock now, up to minute 6. And 86, once again, the Devils' chance. Players C, I'm looking at Travis Zajac. Zajac with it at the blue line. He doesn't score. 2 more coming off the clock, up to minute 8. And with the 8, that's going to be a chance for Buffalo. Player V on Buffalo. I'm looking at Patrick Berglund, actually, just prior to retiring here. He's on the bench. He isn't a reserve. I will allow it if they are at least on the card. And Berglund actually has it in the slot where he's unable to score. Okay, 4 more coming off the clock now, up to 12, and there could be a penalty to the Devils. I'm looking at penalty B here once more. Z3, I doubted that they had that. So anyway, I'm going to just play on here. Come to think of it, I think that was a mistake that I made in the prior game. I think I interpreted a penalty B to mean a B home and away. Sorry if so. I don't think it impacted the final outcome. I don't really. Anyway. So once again, that's not a penalty B, so we're just going to play on here. Another minute coming off the clock. With a 96, that's a chance for the Devils. So they're taking the body, and now they've created an opportunity from it here. Nico Hischier has it at the blue line where he can't score. Another minute comes off the clock. And 80, that's going to be no chance. 2 more coming off the clock now, so up to 16 and 38, that's no chance. 26, so into minute 17 with a 9, that's a Buffalo chance. Buffalo player D this time, Jason Pominville, veteran Jason Pominville, has it at the blue line. He's unable to get a goal from there. And 4 more, so that's going to be a save by the Bell flip right there. So they deny the Devils there another chance, and it's first intermission. Okay, one period gone here in the second game. Devils with just the one goal there, so they're up by 3. And this is where, I mean, as much as I love shootout, I guess in this case it would kind of maybe be a little more intriguing if, say, a team like Buffalo could actually kick things into high gear and go up to like a 4-checking 3 like they could for some other games. Again, no one game can do everything. But feel free, by the way, if you have a house rule of sorts, a way that you would play a team if they were behind, other than, say, pulling the goaltender, that you can, feel free to let me know about that in comments or wherever. The email's hockeyunreal@gmail.com. I get some comments and stuff and feedback and things there from time to time as well, which is always enjoyable and welcome. So anyway, starting things off here in period 2, 1 minute into it, and 11, that's going to be a chance actually for Buffalo there to get back so that they're only 2 down. Jack Eichel, somewhat suspiciously quiet here through 4 periods, and he has it only at the blue line. Let's see if he can work his magic from there. He's unable to. 2 more minutes coming off the clock. Now we're into minute 3. That could be a penalty actually to the Sabres. Y and X2, let's see here. Again, Y is only in the reserves, so I'm not going to bother with it. I don't see a Y in their actual lineup, so no. And I did that. I've been doing that in other games as well. Again, short tournament, so up to 6. I just don't want to bother with that stuff in a short tournament. Penalty B, and this one is for home and away, so I will not ignore this. But 2 and 2, 5 for fighting. We're not going to get that here, certainly not among the starting lineup. And there is no Z3 either, so I'm just going to keep playing. It's remain in the 6th minute, though, evidently. And Buffalo needed a 17 there or lower. They didn't get it. 2 more minutes come off the clock now. There could be a penalty to the Devils. X and Y2, I see an X right there. So it's going to be Buffalo here, up 5-4 for 2 or less. 32, that'll do, actually. Buffalo here in the 9th minute of the second period. And I'm looking at player I on the Sabres, Evan Rodriguez. Rodriguez in the slot on the power play. Rodriguez is going to score from there. So Buffalo here back just down by 2. There is still time. And Rodriguez in the power play. Let's get the exact time, 8:35. And I'm looking at L2D1. Though Rodriguez is on line 4, this is another way I house rule it. On the power play, Buffalo is a lot more likely to have their second line and first defense pair. I'm glad that card came up, actually. So I'm going to say Rodriguez factored in as like a 4th forward and just try to work from there. Line 2 doesn't have any R5s. Left defenseman, so I could say Rasmus Dahlin here. Rodriguez from Dahlin. And the third one there, I'm looking at a 6 in the left wing, so I'll just say Rodriguez from Dahlin here at 8:35 of the second period. Buffalo in the power play. 3 more coming off the clock now, up to minute 12, and no chance there in the 12th minute. 3 more, once more, up to 15. 94. This time the Devils a chance to restore the 3-goal lead. Player K on New Jersey is Miles Wood. Miles Wood there from the face-off circle. He can't score. Okay, 2 minutes coming off the clock now, up to 17:30. That's no chance, and it could actually be much like how the first one expired there. So, and goodness, once again, that would have been another Devils chance. So they've it's just a little too late, because again, 17-4 is 21. So that's where I end things. So second intermission, relatively quick one there. I guess in that period, we did have the 1-goal score by the Buffalo Sabres. So if you're just keeping track of game 2 of 2 here, it is 1-1 after 2. But cumulatively, I guess, for lack of a better way of putting it, it is 5-3, and that is what matters in this short 2-game series. Be right back. Okay, it's time for period 3. Devils up 5-3 after, I can't even really say 2. Devils up 5-3 after 5 periods of 6, and so looking to put this one away here and win it without. Should Buffalo actually tie the game, I will play sudden death here. Next goal wins. 3 coming off the clock here to start period 3, throwing what could be 6 of 6, but that is a scoring chance for Buffalo. Player M on the Sabres. I'm looking at. Again, I'm not as familiar with these cards. Johan Larsson once more there on line 2. Larsson has it in the slot. Lo and behold, Buffalo's back to within 1. Okay. Relatively early here at 2 minutes and something. Let's get the exact time of the goal. I'm looking at 2:02 and L2D2, a lot of 2 there. So R5, Larsson doesn't have an R5 line mate. Left defenseman, though, Zach Bogosian. So it's Larsson from Bogosian, and I'm looking at an LW and a 6, just the 1 assist on the goal there, Larsson from Bogosian. So even when you flip the third card, you still do get the occasional 1 assist and even unassisted goals. So yeah, I like doing that. It's a pretty simple fix. Anyway, 1 more minute coming off the clock now, up to minute 4 and 82. That'll be, note they need 84, actually. So, Yeah. So one more minute coming off the clock there to a minute 5. And 48, that could be a penalty to the Sabres. Let's see here. That could stymie their comeback efforts. Once again, though, I'm looking for a Y and I'm looking for an X2, and I only see the Y among the reserves. So 3 more coming off the clock here now up to minute 8. 14, that's going to be a Buffalo chance. Buffalo chance for player B, Jack Eichel once more, this time in the faceoff circle with it, and he still can't score from there. Eichel's been snake bitten, I guess, for lack of a better way of putting it. So, sorry after minute 10. Here in minute 10 with a 70, no chance. 12 minutes in now. 34, once again, no chance. And 13th minute, 21, once again, no chance. 2 more coming off the clock here up to minute 15. 18, oh, goodness. Because, yeah, the F and the E, so... Buffalo, what can they do? Okay, let's see here. 16. I don't really have a rooting interest either way. I just like it when things are close, competitive, down to the wire. So here with the 11, how about that? Summoning that, if I can say so myself. Jeff Skinner, he has it at the blue line, though. They're doing a good job keeping Skinner to the outside, but it's not going to matter here. Look at that, Jeff Skinner. I have to remember that it's about midnight here now. Jeff Skinner scores the goal there, the game-tying goal, 1504 L1D2. I swear I didn't rig this deck. I'm not that capable. I don't think I'd be smart enough to do that. Eichel from Reinhardt and Line. So the final, sorry, Skinner rather. Skinner from oh my goodness, Skinner right from the blue line. It was Skinner from the what the do Skinner. Where are you? Yes, E. Blue line, goal, 1504. So L1D2, Skinner from Reinhardt and line, Eichel. Oh, goodness. Okay, so 15, okay, we're just past 26 minutes. Okay, 3 more coming off the clock now. Just my luck looks like we could be headed to sudden death. 79, that's going to be no chance either way. Because this is the end of the third period, though they don't get saved by the bell. I'm going to do one more. That is a scoring chance for the New Jersey Devils. The New Jersey Devils and player D on the Devils. I'm looking at reserves, so I'm going to flip another card. I'm looking at rare. Oh my goodness, what kind of shenanigans are we going to get here? Do they have a blank rated? Well, it's going to be no goal anyway. So they do. So I'm going to say Mirko Mueller there with no goal, and we play on. And that's not a 0-minute flip, so we are going to go into sudden death here with next goal wins for the T.O.N.Y series. Okay, sudden death overtime will solve this series, and normally I'd actually be more than happy about that, but again, I don't want this video to be too long. Let's see what we get here. Anyway, it is what it is. 3 minutes coming off the clock here to commence the OT. The sudden death, I should say, 65. That'll be no chance either way. 3 more coming off the clock now up to minute 6 with a 5. Okay, let's see. It's going to be Buffalo's chance. Buffalo, we're looking at player B, Jack Eichel. Can Jack Eichel pull through here and be the hero in overtime? From the face-off circle, look at that, Jack Eichel. We're looking at 5 minutes and 5:59. It's going to be Jack Eichel at 5:59. I'm looking at L1D2 here. Eichel from R5. That's Sam Reinhart. Eichel from Reinhart and Jeff Skinner. And he scores! Top shelf where mama hides the cookies. Here in overtime, it's going to be Jack Eichel. Wow. Whoops. You know what? I should actually change the score, shouldn't I? So it's going to be 6-5. 6-5. Buffalo wins the T.O.N.Y series there. They had to battle back. I mean, goodness, they were down by 2 after game 1. They were down by as many as 3, come to think of it. If I recall correctly, Buffalo has put 4 unanswered goals up here to claw their way back from behind the Buffalo Sabres, the resurgent Buffalo Sabres. With, let's see, how many of these guys they still even have in their lineup in 2021. They do have all their top line in the very least. I mean, Eichel's not actually playing right now, and some might argue at points that Skinner isn't either. But Reinhardt's having a solid campaign, no matter what's happening, team notwithstanding. Anyway, so there you have it. It's, the T.O.N.Y series. It was a 6 game. Basically, I just wanted to do something a little different. I like mixing things up, and with my 24-25 NHL season replay, looking at those playoff series, those 2 games, most goals, and Gardner there being the smarty, totally getting me with no, it should be least goals surrendered instead. I looked at that too quickly and then made the mistake of thinking about it and gave some blurb about how that would favor the Islanders, when really it wouldn't favor anybody any more than a most goals scored. Anyway, completely admitting slow to the draw on that one, as I am sometimes, I guess. So. All right, there you have it once again, 6-5 there in OT. Buffalo I mean, really, what more could you ask for? A little dramatic finale like that. So, yeah. And JG, by the way, completely unrelated here, but JG, it even says in his character bio he was inspired by Jay Z. He's named after Jay Z, so it can't really be a ripoff because actually I think the G is short for Gopher. I think he's supposed to be a Gopher character, and he's a big fan of Jay Z and Jay Z hip hop. And yeah, and somewhere when I was shuffling in between periods, I got to thinking about 99 Problems actually, and how during Gretzky's heyday, that could have been an appropriate song, for the opposition. Anyway, that's just where my mind goes with things sometimes when I'm shuffling shootout cards in intermission. So, anyways, cheers, thanks, have a great night, great weekend. Bye for now.